Look, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I really don't give a fuck if you kill yourself, alright? I've been through it once and I know I can do it again.
Well, me and my friend have been working since high school together on a multitude of projects. We started with a couple of short films, we did a couple of different animations together, and eventually he got the idea to do a feature film.
So I came up to Marcos and I gave him this really crazy idea, like, let's make this movie, we'll shoot it in LA, I'll have the money. And he looked at me and he's like, you're crazy.
This was a topic that I felt really close to because living in the city that we lived in, we've seen plenty of drug addicts, we've seen plenty of problems with people, we've seen plenty of bad habits, and being able to make a message about it and being able to spread it about suicide, depression, drugs, and what it can lead to, it really felt close to me because I've had friends suffer from things like that.
I want to make a film about, you know, this sort of topic and really bring a light to it, because I feel like a lot of people that try to make films about these, or they don't really get to like what they feel inside their head. It's mostly about like how sad they are and how depressed they are. But what if you survive a suicide? And I always thought like that could be a movie where someone survives a suicide and now they have to think about that their whole lives. I didn't want to write it like any other movie. So I really didn't know where to start. It was more as in like, where do I end? And then from there you just create the backstory. So what I did is, you know, I created these two characters, Kevin and Snape, and they hate each other, but deep down inside they really do care for each other. I gave them their own personal stories, their own background stories. You know, do they have parents? Do the parents love them? Are they there? Are they not? What made them like this? Like, you just gotta keep asking questions and continue to be curious. And then I will let the characters write the script, and I'll just be writing what they will be doing every day.
Well, I was on camera a lot, so it was kind of improvised with a little bit of script work and going back and forth between me and my friend, the director. And a lot of it was based on intuition. So he said, let's get it from one particular angle, and I said, let's adjust it to be a little bit higher. Let's be a little bit lower. And so it was just a really good dynamic going back and forth that helped us to get certain shots that were kind of difficult. I'm like the realist in the film, or in terms of production. So I don't get the script, I don't know what's happening next. So if something looks off or seems kind of out of place, I'll look at it with the eye of a viewer rather than a production crew. So not having the script was the hardest part for me, because I just looked at scenes and I was like, what's the point? Why? But I understood later that after everything came together, it kind of made sense.
One of the biggest challenges of the film is casting, I think, because I had to look over 400 tapes. I just really needed to find the perfect Snape, and then I came across this one kid, Vogel.
Now, I've never played anything quite challenging as Snape, so it took a lot of research to do, which is what I did. I looked up the drugs themselves, looked up, the different things that it does to people, and like when you overdose on it, what happens and everything. And I wanted to learn about addicts themselves.
I just thought he was Snape. He was the character I was writing in the script. He was that person. He was the person. But then again, he's actually really nice. So it was crazy from his audition tapes when I actually met him.
I have to give a lot of props to Efrain. Efrain was really... He was fun to work with, but he knew how to work with an actor, which is great. And so what we did for, I believe, a couple months before we started filming was we would text each other as our characters, just throwing insults back and forth. And I got to give Efrain a lot of props for really committing to that and being such an easy director to work with.
With cinematography, it's the way you shoot the story is how the story will always be told. So I really needed to find someone that understood me and that could really get me as a director. And I also needed to find that person that knows what I'm trying to do without saying much.
Turn on the camera and let it go. And I just remember after we filmed it, Marco, our camera guy, looked at me and he's like, "You okay there, buddy?" And I looked right back. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Wiping the tears away.
I kind of viewed the film and the scenes with the eye of a viewer, not production staff. So I was looking at scenes like, that doesn't look right, that looks out of place. So I was looking at things from a different eye than a director or producer. So it really helped me to kind of focus in on certain things that an audience would see and help guide it that way.
And then there'll be times where we'll be shooting a scene, and then Marcos is like, that doesn't seem right, you need to fix that.
For a really long time I thought you hated me.
I have to give a lot of props to Efrain, because Efrain is a super talented young filmmaker, and to be tackling on something, this subject matter, you know, it's not an easy thing that you know people can do, and it's not something that, you know, it's not easy for someone to watch. But what we're hoping to do is that this film really reaches out to those people who have experienced it.
We really hope this movie reaches as many people as it can, because the message behind it is really impactful and really meaningful. There's many people out there suffering from suicide, depression, all kinds of different things and aspects going on in their life, and we just want you to know that things do get better, and with the right support and right help, you can overcome the challenges that you're facing. It doesn't matter if it's today or tomorrow, it just has to happen eventually. That being said, we hope everyone that views this film can share it and enjoy it and really take the message for what it was, and really try to help people around you.
Help each other out, you know? You're looking for help, and the person's actually right there, and we want people to really feel that we understand them, and we want them to feel, you know, to know that they're not alone, basically.
I really want this movie to be something that people will look at and think that they're not alone, that they have hope, and that their lives are not what people say they are, or, you know, what people think they are. You know, like, life is way bigger than what we think it is. I have family members that died from drugs, and I really want people to know that they could still make a change, that no matter where you're from, no matter where you are, you could still be that difference in the family or wherever you are. And I just really want this movie to be your next hope, I guess.